Welcome to that 80s show. Dori 5 is alive. I took her to OCP. Do you know OCP?
No.
OCP, that's the company that reconstructed Officer Alex Murphy and turned him into RoboCop. And you didn't even know, I took Dori to OCP and we rebuilt her. And she is more human, or more machine, should I say. More machine than human. Walking.
Except I'm not.
Except you're not.
Because I didn't have any pins put into me.
Okay.
Or any titanium plates.
No titanium plates, but Dori is up and about. If you've been listening to the show for the past few weeks, Dori has been injured. She is recovering, walking around a little bit like Weekend at Bernie's, I got to say.
Yes. Yes. I am slightly corpse-like. I call it my zombie self.
That's good, though.
Yes.
But you're up, Dori.
I have a limp. Let's be honest. There's a limp.
It's quite a pronounced limp. I also have a limp.
Yeah.
So it is, we are, between the two of us, we have one set of working legs.
Yes.
That 80 show, starting off, we got to start off again. Just shameless plug, guys. It is voting time. We are in line to defend our African podcast music show title. African, what's
Best African music podcast.
Best African music.
Best music podcast in
Best
Africa.
music podcast. It's the African Podcast
and
Association.
Voiceover Association.
Okay. Yes, they have awards.
Yes.
Last year we won it.
Yes.
Right. This year
Just a reminder.
Just
in case
a reminder.
Anyone doesn't know.
As the music show, I won a sports show.
Yes.
Just by the way, and we are in the running again. My sports show is also in the running, and I have another show that is also in the running. But anyway, that's their problem.
Yes.
We want to defend our crown. We don't want to be one-hit wonders. Last week, you explained the whole spiel. We did a whole thing.
Yeah.
Okay, just look for the link in the show notes. Click on there. Vote for that 80 Show Best Music Podcast. That's what we do. Vote multiple times. Right?
Basically, just vote all day.
Just vote all day. That's what you're going to do right now. You're just going to sit at home, and you're just going to just vote. Just be like a click farm in your own house. Be like a click suburb. Another story from last week that there has been a new development on is further information about Richard Simmons.
Oh, I missed that.
Yes. So it popped up this weekend. So he died of natural causes, despite Dori speculating that his maid...
natural cause. Okay.
He passed away very tragically. We're upset. I'm very upset about Richard Simmons passing away. There's been so much nice Richard Simmons content popping up. Cousin Louis shared with me. He was on Whose Line Is It Anyway?
Oh.
Yeah, he was one of the guests on the improv show Whose Line Is It Anyway? So on Saturday, the staff of the late celebrity fitness icon took to X to share the last social media post he had planned to publish. So what Richard Simmons did is he worked very hard on his social media post, right? He had a lot of ideas and he had finesse a social media post for a whole weekend and then post it, right? He was really specific about his social media post. And they say this was the last one that he was working on. So they have the post planned to share with you. He was going to share it last Sunday.
Wow.
All right?
Yeah.
And we thought you'd want to see it. The final tweet is Richard Simmons in an orange NASA spacesuit with the caption, "Let me fly you to the moon so we can gaze among the stars. Love, Richard."
Aww.
He just wanted to go to space with us.
And then he kind of did.
Yeah, he did. Well, whatever he believed in.
Well,
maybe went up there. Maybe we don't know.
We don't know.
But that's horrible. It's beautiful, actually.
It is.
It's beautiful.
I'm glad they released that. That's a good ending to an interesting life.
He was laid to rest on the 19th of July. And his family saying, "We pray for your continued love and support during this very difficult time." We're devastated here on that 80 show about Richard Simmons because we really thought it was going to be a glorious comeback. We thought Paulie Shaw, maybe this was his Oscar nod. Apparently no. But that is Richard Simmons' last post to the world. Off to the moon in his little NASA suit. Another big part of pop culture news this week is a new Deadpool movie's coming out.
Yes.
I got to tell you, Ryan Reynolds and Hugh Jackman have been press releasing the shit out of this movie. They are everywhere.
I haven't seen a single thing.
Really?
I don't look for these things.
Oh, you see, they definitely know who their target market is.
I do love the Deadpool movies though, because of all the 80s references, the Wham references and stuff. So it's the only superhero type movie really that I watch is Deadpool. But generally I don't do that kind of thing, as you know. I'm an unmarvel.
You're unmarveled. So I'm glad you brought up the Wham thing because, of course, that's Deadpool.
Was there a Wham promo?
Not a Wham promo. Another 80s star.
Oh.
So, of course, the world of music licensing for movies is very complicated. Very complicated. You know, you've got to get rights to music. And sometimes it's as easy as, you know, the studio that's making a movie happens to own the record company or the rights or the publishing rights, or somebody grants it, it's fine, people get royalties. But there are certain artists who don't license out their music. One of them being Madonna. She doesn't not allow movies to use her music. And Ryan Reynolds, as the producer of Deadpool, wanted to use Like a Prayer. He had to go ask Madonna personally.
Okay.
Can I use Like a Prayer? So this interview with Sean Levy, the director, and then, of course, Hugh Jackman and Ryan Reynolds, they paid her a personal visit. It was set up. They knew going in that Madonna's son is a huge Deadpool fan. So, okay, we have that.
Because there's like a zillion of them.
It doesn't specify which one, but you're quite right. She has a lot of sons.
Yes.
So they had a meeting with Madonna to ask her. So Ryan Reynolds saying it was a big deal to ask for it, and certainly a bigger deal to use it. We went over and met with her and showed her how and why it was being used. Go to her house, meet with Madonna, and say, "Listen, we want to use Like a Prayer. This is how we want to use it." And they show her the scene on the sequence, and she's like, "I got some notes for you." Of course.
Oh, wow.
She's Madonna.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
She's not just going to say yes.
She's not going to say yes.
No.
So she's like, okay, listen, I dig it. I get it. I get what you guys are doing. Love it. My son loves it. You can use the song, but this way. And they're like, of course they'd say this. They're like, okay, we'll use it. They say it made it better.
I was wondering, did it make it better?
They say it 100% made so much more sense, made it way better.
Guess who's going to direct the next Deadpool movie?
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Madonna, you know, so...
I mean, you know.
Like a Prayer
not impossible.
Is now being used in the new Deadpool movie. Ryan Reynolds says, like, when I'm with her, what do I call her? How do I address her? Do I just go, "Hi, Madonna, I'm fucking Ryan."
Hi, Madge.
Hi. Like, what do you call her when you meet? Like, think about meeting Madonna.
Your ladyship.
Do you call her that? Because remember, she went through that whole British phase in the 90s.
And also, she is the queen of pop, isn't she? Supposedly.
So, she's not been usurped, right? She's still the queen of pop. She's still...
I don't know.
I mean, who would take her place? Not Beyonce. Beyonce a queen? Beyonce is called Queen Bee.
Yeah, she's queen of some, like, R&B maybe.
What's Taylor Swift?
Oh, God, I forgot about her. Yeah. I think she can't still have that title.
You don't think so?
No.
You got to defend it, like us. You got to keep putting the work in.
Yeah.
You can't just be...
Although she's still having those huge sold-out concerts, although she did really piss off her fans recently, as we went over on the show.
She was sold out.
Yeah.
Still sold out.
It was sold out. But was it like the Taylor Swift tour?
But it's never going to be. It's a completely different audience. Taylor Swift's like a hype machine.
Imagine, how would Taylor Swift have been in the 90s, and how would Madonna be if she was starting out now? Do you think it would be? Do you think it's the person or the environment?
No Madonna, no Taylor Swift. No Madonna, no Beyonce. You know, like these massive like Eras tours and things like that. Madonna set the template.
That's true. That is true.
You know,
yes.
She was doing those massive concerts before anybody. Like she
invented like the elaborate stage show with all the dances and all that. Yeah,
the crazy music videos. She was always experimenting. She kind of like branched out into other things, sex books. You know, while other people were doing sex tapes, she did a sex book called Sex. You remember the controversy around that book? I know we're going into 90s now.
Yeah, I remember it.
Yo, people were in a Zustand.
Yeah.
They lost their shit. Dori, fun fact.
Yes.
I read on X, do you want to hear this bad joke?
Of
we
course.
make it all the time. This, our international audience may not get this, but thanks to the 80s, I know that Huis Genoot is Afrikaans for you.
What is Huis Genoot like translated to? Actually,
Huis Genoot, like house. I think Genoot, well, geniet is enjoying.
I've never thought of it.
Yeah, me neither. Just made
That
this
is
terrible
funny.
joke. I should have done the research. But anyway, have the joke.
Afrikaans people help us. What does Huis Genoot mean?
Well, you know what?
Yes.
We're probably going to attract some Afrikaans listeners.
I'm gonna Google Translate.
Let's do that because we're going into a very Afrikaans section right now.
Are we?
Yeah,
Are we
we are.
Katarning?
No, well, Dori, literally we are. Literally we are. So to give some context, we have a artist in South Africa named Darren. He is massive. He's huge, right? And he's had longevity. He turns out hits, sells out like Afrikaans music predominantly. People love him. Dori's looking at me because she's just found out what Huis Genoot means.
It means housemate.
Housemate. I mean,
Weird title for a magazine.
it is because I get You magazine
Yeah.
because that's you.
Yeah.
Housemate. But it is in your house. Toilet mate. You know?
Doctor waiting room mate.
Doctor waiting room mate. Yeah. You know? So I suppose it kind of does make sense.
Look, I mean, Google Translate isn't perfect. It might be wrong.
No, it could make. I mean, I can believe that.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. So Darren, massive artist. He's got like so many songs. I was in Bloemfontein this weekend.
Did you go watch the rugby
I
because
went
of
to watch
Portugal?
rugby, yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry.
No.
Sorry for your
It's I
loss.
couldn't lose. Support both teams. What are you going to do, right?
Ah, right. Yes.
So, I mean, I think I heard Kurt Darren songs constantly, right? Heartland. He's Heartland stuff, right? And we saw him not so long ago. He
Not
was
long
the
ago.
opening act for Thomas Anders.
Yes.
I reckon majority of that crowd were there for Kurt Darren, and they left before
Or they,
Thomas Anders.
off stage and went, "Who's this dude?"
It's very confused. They go, oh, the bars are very quiet while this guy, this is great. So Kurt Darren is huge. So 2 Saturdays ago, last time, Saturday, I'm listening to some music. And of course, my playlist is all 80s, right? 80s music. The algorithm knows me. But then there was a quirk, a bug, this
A
week's
glitch
a
in the
glitch.
Matrix?
Well, this past week is all about internet breaking. The
Yes.
internet broke on Friday.
Yeah.
And this could have been the precursor to it. I don't know. But through a quirk of algorithmic fate, I get recommended a song called The 80s. Now, if you're not Afrikaans speaking, that looks like Die 80s.
Die 80s.
Die 80s? Like, no! That's the opposite of what we want to do. We live 80s, right?
Yes.
Or we may be getting hashtag Die 80s show from the Swifties. So no, we don't want Die 80s, but it's D 80s.
Okay.
And Kurt Darren has done a song called The 80s, The 80s. Okay, Dori, I sent the song to you.
I know, and I forgot to listen to it.
Okay, you were in a lot of pain, and
I
I
did forget.
didn't want you to be in more pain.
Oh, is it that bad?
Dori, no, it's not. It's so. I love it. By the way, listen, Kurt Darren fans, I love the song. I love it. It's ridiculous. It's so outrageously
That's the problem
silly.
with Kurt Darren, is that his songs are extremely catchy.
That's the thing. The man knows how to write a melody.
Yes.
He knows hooks, right?
And what a performer.
Great performer, tight pants. That's all you want from a performer. Tight pants, good hair, right?
Okay.
Okay. So the music in the song is like generically like synth-inspired Afro pop, Afrikaans pop. Okay? Because
Okay.
Afro pop's a completely different genre.
Yes.
There's like a sound that Afrikaans pop music has.
Yes.
It's that, but it's synthesized 80s style.
Okay.
I would
hear
love
you.
to play the song right now, but it's gonna.
I promise I'll listen to it straight after the show.
It's gonna be. We'll put it that 80 Show SF Facebook page. It's gonna be in the show notes. You can take a listen to it. But I want to. The one thing about Kurt Darren is he's got this song called Loslappy.
Yes.
Okay, people.
Which Don't listen to it because it'll never leave your head.
No, it's there to stay.
Earworm.
Yeah, it's there to stay.
It really is.
It's the song equivalent of Balki Bartokomus living in cousin Larry Appleton's house, but the house is your head. Okay? It's a lyrical huisgenoot. Okay?
Okay.
It's an ear, it's an oorgenoot. Okay. That's ear mate.
Got it.
Ear mate.
Ear mate.
Anyway, I don't want to go down that rabbit hole. So he writes Loslappy. He's got another one. What's the other one?
Captain?
Captain. Oh, I'm sure the lyrics. I don't understand Afrikaans that well. Okay. Kurt Darren knows how to write a hit. Let me read you the lyrics to Die 80s, the 80s. Speel weer die 80s. Play the 80s again.
Yes.
That's the opening line.
Yeah.
Those moonwalk moves. Dancing on the ceiling, oh what a feeling. Play the 80s again. Mixtape, Walkman, go. Okay?
So he's listing the 80s.
Next verse.
Yes.
Phil Collins, Madonna, Eye of the Tiger, Beat It Michael Jackson, Queen of Hearts, Bad Boys Blue. The lyrics.
Right.
Next lyrics, next verse. Play Bananarama, Don Henley Boys of Summer, Take on Me, Aha, Bryan Adams, Everything I Do. Okay?
Right.
Now with chorus. Play the 80s again, those moonwalk moves, dancing on the ceiling, oh what a feeling. Play the 80s again, mixtape, Walkman, go. Play the 80s. I love my MTV, just can't get enough, oh tainted love. Play the 80s again, mixtape, Walkman, go. Play the 80s again, play the 80s again. Queen and Bon Jovi, Billy Idol, Moni Moni, Wake Me Up Before You Go Go. The Police's Every Breath You Take. Prince and Van Halen, Rod Stewart's Sailing, With or Without You, Every Move You Make. Play the 80s again. Those moonwalk moves, dancing on the ceiling, oh what a feeling, and then out. I mean, those are lyrics I can get behind. You can understand the quirk of algorithmic fate.
Yes.
That brought me to this point.
And I realize we need to get him on the show. I think that has to happen because he's clearly a fan of the 80s.
I mean, if you had to go, those songs, he listed pretty much all my
Do
favorites.
you know how big this show would be if we could get Kurt Darren on? At least that episode.
Yeah.
That episode would go viral in the Afrikaans community.
And that's all you see. We didn't even understand. We didn't even know what huisgenoot meant.
Yeah.
I mean, are we ready? But that's the crossover we need. We got to cater to a new audience.
Got to do it.
We're always talking about.
I have his number.
Call him right now.
Should we call him?
I mean, is it worth is it worth a punt? Get him saying, "Hey, listen, Kurt, you obviously love the 80s. We love the 80s. We love you.
Yeah.
Let's make this thing happen."
Yeah.
Okay. Keep your ears peeled.
I'm going to work on it.
Okay, we're going to get Kurt Darren possibly rejecting us very soon. Oh, that 80s
We're going to try.
We're going to try our best. Listen, we do like a joke. We like a cheap gag. I have so much admiration and respect for Kurt Darren. It's not just now because you got his number.
Yes.
I do. It's like, you find your niche. You ultimate professional. You remember at the concert he's getting so upset because his sound wasn't good.
Yeah.
You see? He's like, no.
No, he's total professional.
No.
Oh, my goodness.
You guys.
We're going to have to actually be professional if we put him on the show.
Oh, God, pants. I have to wear pants. People often say, how come that 80s show you guys never have gone to video? I was like, because firstly, video killed the podcast star.
Yeah.
Firstly. Secondly, I don't like wearing pants when I do the show.
Paolo is an eternal Tom Cruise in Risky Business.
That's
eternal.
me. That's me. Eternal. Eternal flame
tidy whities.
in my tidy whities. I find something, Dori. Weird article. From something called theteenmag.com. Now a lot spirals around for me, right? Firstly, the concept of a teen mag online is weird.
Is it current?
Yeah, it's very current.
Okay.
Okay. This particular article was posted 12 hours ago
Ooh.
as we record this.
Right.
So the teen mag seems to be all the best that you would find in a teen magazine without the posters, but stories for teens. So like their top stories today, the controversy behind Katy Perry's comeback song. Oh, Katy Perry's getting in the neck. Well, she's got to do something.
I have no idea what she's up to.
She's got to do something 80s related for us to talk about her. So right now she doesn't exist in the context of the show. But there's some K-pop stuff. Do the SATs still matter? Top 6 movies to binge watch. How to cultivate independence and future readiness in your teen years. So, for teens.
Yeah.
This is for teens.
Sounds interesting.
But there's very much like a hey young people type of vibe about this.
Well, we've both got teenagers, so we have to keep our eyes on what's out there, what they might be consuming.
Firstly, like Teen Mag, listen, right? I mean, even to this point where I think they got this little, your subscriber where you sign up to subscribe to them.
Yeah.
Let us slide into your DMs. That's knock. This is knocking all over the place.
Yeah.
This is set up by some mom's organization.
Yes.
Mom's advocacy group trying to keep a track on their kids.
That or an online pedophile.
They don't even have a TikTok profile.
Okay.
They still got a Facebook profile.
Oh, come on. It's so moms.
This is so moms. We've seen you, moms.
Yeah.
We've seen you, moms against teen pregnancy advocacy group. You're spying on your teens with these bullshit articles. And here's how I know
Yeah.
this is written by moms.
Yes.
Because the article that obviously shows up in my Google alerts, 10 iconic retro songs from the 80s that you have to listen to. Here are the songs that, according to Teen Mag, the Teen Mag,
Okay.
die Teengenoot. Okay. These are the top 10 retro songs. Music is everywhere, so it says. No, this is such a narc website. This is such a narc website. Okay, the 10 songs that they say. Song number 1 from 1986, La Isla Bonita by Madonna.
I'll accept.
Okay.
Yeah.
Again, suspicion that it's a knock. Another Madonna song, Live to Tell. Yeah.
I mean, I love Live to Tell. It's probably one of my favorite Madonna songs because I don't really like necessarily the big hits. Well, Into the Groove's my favorite. But I love Live to Tell because it's also from a great movie.
Yes.
But that is not a very mainstream song. That is
suspicious.
That is a very obscure song.
You like true crime podcasts?
Yeah.
This is how you definitely know we don't even go further. I'll go through the whole list, but we don't need to go further.
Is there more Madonna?
Dancing in the Dark by Bruce Springsteen.
So a mom.
There is no way. This is a mom that dreamed that she was Courtney Cox being called up on stage in that video.
Sure. Oh, for sure.
There is no way that somebody's trying to relate this to a teenager that is not a mom.
I don't know a single teenager that would like any of these songs
so
far.
Every little thing she does is Magic by the Police.
Really?
Listen to Your Heart by Roxette.
Okay, I hate Roxette.
Part-Time Lover by Stevie Wonder.
Great song.
Saint Elmo's Fire, Man in Motion.
Great.
No one's saying these aren't great songs. What we're saying
is that teenagers won't think they're great songs.
Is that this is from a website aimed at teenagers.
Yeah.
You don't see my quotation marks.
What's the reasoning behind these particular songs? Why is it these are the songs your teenager
So let me read you one of the... So Saint Elmo's Fire for it.
Okay.
Saint Elmo's Fire is a powerful song. John Parr's vocals will make goosebumps break out on your skin. A Man in Motion is a perfect tune to listen to when you're doing exercise, as it makes you feel like you can achieve anything. See, you're killing Dori, Teen Mag, Teen Genoot. You're killing Dori.
Okay.
This song makes me feel optimistic, so I listen to it whenever I need a boost in my mood.
Hang on, the writer says that.
This is what the writer says. Now, the writer, I assume, is a teen.
Not a chance.
It's not a chance. The next song, never going to give you up. Okay, you can get caught up in Rick Rolling. Rhythm Nation by Janet Jackson. The lyrics deal with social themes such as racial equality or racial equality.
Yeah.
And Everybody Wants to Rule the World is the final song. I don't know.
Strange list.
I see you. Put a list of songs that have been on Stranger Things. Put a list.
Or songs that are like big on TikTok. Because
Yeah.
that's That's how my kid hears a lot of 80s songs.
That's it. I mean, abracadabra, you know? That could be one. So go through like, okay, what songs have been covered? What's on TikTok? You know, or you frame it around, maybe you've heard Eminem sampling such and such song.
Here's the original. Here's where it came from.
Here's other songs that we'd love to see Little Bonji sample. Assume that's an artist. I don't know. Huh? Little Bonji?
Sure.
Yeah, Little Bonji. Huge on TikTok. Anyway, the Teen Mag, we see you. We see your blatant attempts. I'm not a teen. I have a teen. I'm offended that they're trying to spy on my teen this way. What we love, that 80s show, movie time.
Yay!
Dori and I have been debating something, so we normally remember the movies that we recommend. And if we recommend a movie again, it's not the end of the world. We've always got new listeners. We're closing on about 200 shows.
Wow.
Yeah. We're closing in. And if we remember in time, our 200th show, we may do something.
We'll never remember.
No, we'll never remember. And if we remember, we'll go, ugh. Yeah, I mean, like.
But 200 from when? Because this show's had a few iterations.
So 200, this is very boring talk. 200 from when I started posting it as a podcast. So
we've done way more than 200 shows.
No, we've done way more.
Yeah.
You know, even while you were, busy getting your robotic exoskeleton made of adamantium, I was debating. I said, you know what? I've got all when we were doing it as a live radio show.
Yeah.
I've got all of those still. And I was going, should I just cut the best and, put those out?
Yeah,
and part of me goes
retro.
Part of me goes like, no one, that's a totally new audience. Our podcast audience have never heard that.
A lot of people miss those.
Yeah, a lot of people. Most people. Everyone, actually. I don't even think they let us broadcast that. So there's a lot of content out there. Like, maybe I'll do it. Who knows?
Maybe we should make a Patreon, and then only people who pay get those.
Ah, yes. Good idea. So go to our Patreon right now.
We haven't made it yet.
Oh. I just thought there was just one. I just thought like Beetlejuice. If I said Patreon 3 times, it would appear. That's coming out soon. Beetlejuice.
Yes.
The sequel. But that's not the movie we're talking about this week,
no.
I think. And what I was saying is that we were debating before the show when last we updated our movie list so we can keep track of our movies.
So we don't repeat. Because
so we
don't
have repeat.
Old 80s brains.
But that's why I go with the weirdest movies.
Yeah.
Because then you go, no, you'll definitely remember the movie that I did.
Yeah.
Yeah. Although the other day I was watching Hard Ticket to Hawaii and I was like, I got to do this movie on the show. I was like, oh, wait, I've already done this movie on the show.
You were watching it again?
Yeah, so what? Don't judge me.
I haven't even watched it once.
Don't judge me, Dori. Your movie, please.
My movie was recommended by my husband.
Oh, boy.
Now, I was very confused about why he had recommended that I watch this movie because it is essentially a sports movie and he is very not into sport. But then there were boobs, and then I realized why he recommended this movie. I'm going to describe it to you and see if you can figure out what it is. 1983, sports drama, starring Tom Cruise, Craig T. Nelson, Leah Thompson, Chris Penn.
What's the sport?
Football. American football. So, this movie, I do not remember. I mean, I vaguely...
Comedy?
Not a comedy. A drama. It's a sports drama. So, I vaguely remembered that, like, when he said, you got to watch da-da-da-da-da, I was like, that sounds familiar. I'm sure I've seen it. When I watched it, I was like, I had never seen this movie. This movie, you see, came out the same year as The Outsiders and Risky Business.
And my movie.
Oh, really? 83. Wow, what a big year. So Tom Cruise was like everywhere that year. But I think The Outsiders and Risky Business took everyone's attention.
I mean, Risky Business is the movie that took him next level.
Right.
Outsiders, he stole his very weird teeth, his monotooth.
Yeah.
It was very noticeable.
So this movie I don't think made much of a splash. I watched it. This is another one of those very brown 80s movies. In fact, it's very brown and yellow because the uniforms that they wore Their football uniforms were yellow.
Now, if you're new to the show, you may go, what the hell are you two talking about? But often we reference, everyone talks about the 80s as being neon. So no, everything was brown, yellow, orange. That was the color of everything.
Was brown, yellow, beige, and black, probably. Very gritty.
How much was covered in plastic?
No. But it was filmed in Johnstown, Pennsylvania, and Pittsburgh.
Okay.
The family worked at the steel mill.
Wow.
So it was one of the... In fact, this would have been the movie that illustrated... Like a Bon Jovi song would have illustrated.
So Tom Cruise is obviously the high school football star.
He is the high school football star. He's got an older brother and a dad who both work at the steel mill. It's a small town. If you don't get out of this town, you're going to be working at the steel mill.
And he's got the chance to go to college.
He's got a chance to go to college. You see, you already know how predictable is the storyline. He's got a chance to go to college on a football scholarship.
Yeah.
But here's where it's slightly different. He doesn't actually want to become a football player. He wants to get this football scholarship.
Wants to
dance. No, this is not Footloose. He wants to get the football scholarship so that he can go to college to become an engineer.
Wow, Tom Cruise, and then come back and redevelop the whole town.
Something to that effect.
I assume.
This movie's called All the Right Moves.
I know that name, but I never... Yes. I thought it was a sex comedy.
You'd think so, because Tom Cruise, high school, you'd think sex comedy.
The name, yeah.
I mean, there's parts that are supposed to be funny, I suppose. There's so much cringe in the script. It's not even funny. Like, it's so cringy. One of the opening lines is one of his friends. He's like talking to him by the locker, and the friend's there with his girlfriend, and he's like, when I die, I'm going to leave my dick to her.
That doesn't even make sense.
No.
You know what I mean? It's not even like
not
a
even funny.
Clever line. Yeah.
No, terrible.
It's just once they wanted to say dick.
This movie, I really struggled through it until I saw Leah Thompson's boobs. They're beautiful. If I could have any boobs in the world, I'd want her boobs.
Leah Thompson.
And this is why this movie stuck in my husband's brain. Was Leah Thomps's boobs. Because you've never seen her naked in other movies.
No, she's never nude.
No, she's a never nude. If you don't get that.
And you know what? To be an 80s never nude.
If you don't get that, you've not watched Arrested Development. There's actually, on the Wikipedia page, there is some info about that. So in 2018, Thompson was interviewed about the movie, stated she initially did not want the part, as the script required her to participate in 2 nude scenes. But Cruise persuaded the producers to drop one of the scenes and was naked with her in the remaining scene.
Okay.
Now, let me be clear. Man naked.
Yeah, an 80s man naked.
80s, you don't even see his butt.
No, not even.
You literally see like
a thigh,
his side
thigh. Yeah.
Side thigh.
Yeah.
Side butt. Let's call it side butt.
Yeah.
That's not naked, but you see a fair amount of her boobs.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's why you watch this movie, is Leah Thompson's boobs. It's a very predictable story. Craig T. Nelson, I mean, this is gonna be so mean, but I have to say it. Craig T. Nelson is like if you'd ordered Kevin Costner off Wish.
But Craig T. Nelson, probably because he was in that sitcom in the 80s called Coach.
And he's the coach.
He's just, for me, the coach.
And he is the coach in this movie.
That's what I'm saying.
Asshole coach.
Well, they're all asshole coaches.
Yeah, but then he redeems himself.
He's just always coach. So, okay, Leah Thompson, I assume, is Tom Cruise's girlfriend in this.
Absolutely.
Does she want to get out of the town?
She does want to get out of the town.
Does she encourage him to get out of the town?
She does.
So she's good influence on him.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
Okay.
No, she is the heroine. She does no wrong.
Good.
I don't want to give too much of the story away, but things go wrong. Things go wrong.
Oh.
There is a spanner put in the works of his plan to get his scholarship.
He gets injured in the big game.
No.
He gets a positive drug test before the big game.
No.
Craig T. Nelson dies.
No.
His father dies in the steel mill.
No.
Okay.
Must I tell you? Because it's basically the whole plot line.
Okay. She falls pregnant.
No, but his friend, Chris Penn, his girlfriend falls pregnant. So Chris Penn can't take up his scholarship that he got at a California university because his girlfriend gets pregnant.
How does that affect Tom Cruise?
It affects him because they were both going to get out of the town together. And he was very upset when his friend said, I'm going to marry her. We're going to stay here. We're going to raise a family. And he's like, we were going to get out of this town together. This movie's got so much angst. We were going to get out together. You can't do this to me. And then he basically has a fight with the coach after a very important game they lose.
Right.
And he kind of is responsible for them losing it. And so the coach kicks him off the team.
Oh, dear.
And then the coach kind of tells all the colleges, this guy's got an attitude problem. You don't want him. So the
Tom
coach
Cruise tells. The
coach tells the colleges,
forget Tom
like,
Cruise. Don't touch.
You don't want to give him a scholarship. He's
Oh,
got an
boy.
attitude problem.
Oh, boy.
So he literally couldn't get a scholarship. Can I give you the nice redeemable twist ending?
Okay.
Spoiler alert.
So at this point, Tom Cruise
Yes.
is now, I'm not getting out of this town.
No, and he has to go and work at the steel mill because now he's
I've
finished
seen my
school.
girlfriend's boobs. They're great, but
Yeah.
this is nature. They're not always going to be. I'm going to be the steel mill. I can't get out and be an engineer. My friends let me down.
My friend's knocked up his girlfriend. Everything.
And he's
all
doing,
our plans have
my
gone
friend's
to
doing
shit.
the right thing, by the way.
Yeah.
A friend is doing 100% the right thing.
Yes.
It's his responsibility. Coach has just said I'm a problematic guy, which if you know the NFL or not a problem.
Well, in the 80s, clearly,
Yeah.
it was still a problem.
What happens next?
What happens next is he has to go and work at the steel mill. Because what else is he going to do? He's not getting into college. He's working at the steel mill. Now, this is the part that upset me about the movie. As the feminist here, Leah Thompson is all about, I want him to realize his dreams. Never mind that she has her own dreams, right? She also wants to get out of the town. She wants to go and study music.
Okay.
But there's no music scholarships.
Oh, dear.
There's only sports scholarships. And she makes this point in the movie. But what does she do? She goes and she talks to the coach's wife. And she says, you've got to help me.
Sisters.
You've got to help me. He's not a bad guy. You've got to talk to your husband. You've got to make this right. Basically sacrifices her dream to make his dream come true.
Wow.
Because the coach then gets offered a job at another university, I think in California, not sure. And he takes Tom Cruise with him and gives him a full scholarship.
Amazing.
And that's how it ends.
Amazing.
And it literally ends with him getting this news and celebrating, and there's Leah Thompson celebrating with him, but she doesn't go to music school.
Yeah.
So there should be a sequel. That's her story.
Yeah. All the right grooves.
All the right boobs.
You went there.
That's my movie. It's
Good
It's
movie.
watchable. It's actually watchable.
Good movie.
I don't love football movies.
Listen.
It was predictable.
Leah Thompson, Tom Cruise, the talent was always there.
Yeah.
And it's probably evident.
Yeah.
Good movie, Dori. Good movie. I like it. My movie comes from the same year.
Uh-huh.
So when I watched the documentary Brats about
Yes, which I still haven't watched.
the
But
group-
you'll be the first to know when I do.
Yeah, because I'll give you my logins. So then, I'll give you my Kennies. And then what I went off that, what I took out of that is there were a couple of course you hear all the regular Brat Pack era movies, right? But then there's a couple that pop up that you go, have I seen that? So that's what, there's three in particular
Okay.
that I don't remember seeing,
Okay.
and I'm going to regale them to you over the course of the next 3 weeks.
Okay, I will not watch Bratz before that then, because I want to be surprised.
See if you pick up the movies. Anyway, my first movie, we got in 1983. It's what they call the first movie of the Brat Pack era. Emilio Estevez was supposed to be one of the main actors. It's Andrew McCarthy's first movie. All right, if you're a big fan of Andrew McCarthy, it's his debut movie. It's also the debut movie of John Cusack and Alan Ruck. Okay?
Okay, I have no idea what it is yet.
So, and it's the first time Rob Lowe and Andrew McCarthy were in a movie together. So Andrew McCarthy goes to a prep school, very fancy boys' school.
Okay, I know what movie it is.
You want to take a?
Is it Class?
It's Class.
Okay.
Okay, it
I
is.
did watch Class in the 80s. I haven't seen it since. But
Well,
I remember
okay,
it.
let's
Because I was
see.
obsessed with Rob Lowe. I watched everything
Oh.
he was in.
Let's see if we can jog your memory. I knew you'd know this one. So, Rob
As soon
Lowe.
as you said prep school,
Yeah.
that was it.
Andrew McCarthy's the little geeky guy. Rob Lowe's the guy who runs the school.
Yes.
He's like the main man on campus. But a really cool guy though.
Yes.
Like he's a prankster, but he's not a dick. He's like quite a nice guy. But of course, the first time Andrew McCarthy walks in, he plays a prank on him and says, as a thing. All new guys are coming to school. We got to streak across the quad in women's underwear. I'll do it with you. I'll run with you.
Yeah.
And of course, as they run out the door, Rob Lowe locks him out, and then everyone like, so in your panties.
Yeah.
Then there is a very Andrew McCarthy gets his revenge on him in a very ill-advised self-harm joke, which wouldn't really wash today, and I'll leave you to go look at the clips to figure out what he did.
Okay.
But anyway, they become friends, right? And then one of the things Andrew McCarthy tells Rob Lowe's character is, I'm still a virgin, which for a guy like Rob Lowe, no, this can't happen. You got to get yourself popped, and you go to Chicago. Go into Chicago, meet a woman, meet a girl, lose that virginity. Now, he goes off, meets a woman, an older woman at a bar, and loses said virginity in a lift.
Okay.
Okay.
Don't remember that.
The older woman is played by Jacqueline Bisset.
Oh.
When she was sex,
beautiful.
She was sex bomb in the 80s.
Yeah.
Sex bomb in the 80s. So she is the older woman, and they now keep on having a dalliance.
So hang on, in a lift, let's just get this straight. So they're standing up?
So it's not shown, that particular sex scene.
Yes.
But she says, well, in a lift, there's two ways. Either we can get it up, or I can go down. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. 80s.
Yeah.
80s.
I'm just thinking, as you see, I only have the female perspective of losing your virginity. Doing a standing up is not ideal for the first time. I don't know for a man.
The lift was stuck.
Oh, so they could have laid down.
They could have laid down, no.
Still not an ideal luck setting, but okay. But he's a man.
I don't think they thought of this. But anyway,
okay.
He falls in love with her.
Just have to get into that nitty-gritty.
They keep having relations. Then she starts ghosting him. He's heartbroken.
Yeah.
I'm so upset. I met this woman, love of my life, older woman. She's great. He tells Rob Lowe this woman's in her 30s. And Rob Lowe's like, that's disgusting. Which raises a problem for me.
Yeah.
Because this is a high school boy.
But isn't it college?
It's prep school. Isn't prep high school?
I thought it was like straight after high school.
Because he wears a school uniform.
Yeah, maybe it is high school. I always thought of it as being a college movie.
Maybe
it is.
It's an all-boys prep school. So maybe it is, but I don't know.
How old do you think he was supposed to be?
17, 18, 19. I hope he was 19. Yeah. Anyway. Mortified. This woman ghosting me, whatever. And Rob Lowe says, okay, I'm going to cheer you up. I'm going to visit my family. Come with me.
I remember what happens.
Come with me, right?
Yep.
And he goes, okay, I'll cheer you up. My family's really rich. We've got this beautiful house. And they do. Rob Lowe's so rich. He drives a sports car. Introduces, and the family walks in, and Dori, guess?
It's his mom. She's not in her 30s.
She's not in her 30s.
And it's Rob Lowe's mom.
She possibly could be in her 30s.
Maybe. Yeah,
if
late 30s.
If they're 19 or so.
Late 30s.
Yeah, could be in 30s.
Yeah.
Anyway, Andrew McCarthy's been bonking Rob Lowe's mom. Now, for some reason,
actually a good storyline.
This gets the whole relationship back on track now, because now it's like, wow. Because then suddenly the mom's back up in his DMs or the equivalent then.
Obviously, Rob Lowe doesn't know.
Back up on his voicemails. Though then he does find out, he walks in on them. Because the mother goes, well, I'm going to come visit my son. Oh, while I'm there, I'll bonk his friend.
Oh, no.
Ill-advised.
Yeah. So at no point Andrew McCarthy give her name to Rob Lowe.
No, because
then he would say, "Oh, that's my mom's name."
Yeah, maybe there's. I don't know.
Plot hole. It's fine.
It's
80s
fine.
Plot hole. We'll let it go.
It's fine.
I vaguely remember that.
Yeah, they have a fight and then they're friends again, and that's the movie.
And does he stay with the mom?
I hope not.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He must get someone his own age after that.
He really should. It's an odd movie because on the face of it, it looks like it's a comedy.
Yeah.
Right? Even the poster has got, like, if you look at the poster, we'll put that up on 80 Show, that 80 Show essay on Facebook. It's slightly animated, which you always know is a staple of a good 80s movie.
Oh, that looks very much like a comedy.
Yeah.
Like a sex comedy.
Because she's like wearing like a negligee, her legs like very exposed. Andrew McCarthy's character's nude. And then
except for a tie.
And then Rob Lowe's character's in his like little preppy uniform. So you look at it, you go, okay, well, it sounds like a sex comedy. It wasn't really. It was very dramatic, dealing with like a lot of very complicated themes. What it never gets into, Jacqueline Bissett didn't like this movie. Over COVID, she gave an interview of saying, you know, her character was supposed to be way more developed, but they cut so much of her out to put it more in the comedy genre, because it really got into, because if a woman is going to be sleeping with guys, and because she's married, her son's age, and then after she finds out that they're friends,
she carries on.
You know, that's a complicated
Reverse the
person.
gender roles. I mean,
geez.
God.
Well, we've all seen movies like, allegedly, we've all seen movies like that on Schmub. And but so her character's a lot more complicated than this, but they never get into it. All the female actresses involved in it were not happy with the movie. Virginia Madsen, she was in it in a short scene. Of course, in the scene revolves someone falling and pulling her shirt open and exposing her boobs.
Look, Virginia Madsen's gorgeous and exposed her boobs in many movies. So I don't feel bad for her.
But she wasn't really happy.
Was she Rob Lowe's like chickie?
She kind of was. It was the first movie, and in this scene, it's John Cusack, Andrew McCarthy, Rob Lowe, and Alan Ruck. And years later, when it was put to Rob Lowe, like, she really hated it. She was really uncomfortable. He goes, no, I don't blame her. He said, like, it was the four of us who were 18 years old. John Cusack was 15. He goes, like, it must have been a nightmare scenario for her, you know? He said, imagine dealing with me at 18. You know, imagine dealing with 18-year-old Rob Lowe, Dori.
I have done many times.
Well, you were 18, presumably.
Let's be clear. Not now.
Let's be clear about that. We're not Back to the Future finding...
Now at his older age.
Yes, indeed. The wise, beautiful little Yoda, as we discovered from Bratz. So that is the movie Class.
Okay.
Kind of like a moderate success. You know, I think it's interesting for what everyone would go on to become.
Yes.
You know, some of those movies.
I wouldn't really call it a Brat Pack movie, though. It's just that they happen to be in it. But
the
it
Brat
wasn't
Pack era. Well, because Rob Lowe, the choice of Rob Lowe's character was down between him and Emilio Estevez.
Okay.
So it was kind of just at that start of... You know, I think if you're a Brat Pack completist, you're definitely watching this movie.
Yes.
Yeah. And then if you're a Brat Pack adjacent completist, you're watching your movie.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah. Good movie from both of us. That is a nice... I mean, that is a double header at the multiplex.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
I mean, if you... Those are
Rob Lowe, Tom Cruise.
Those are two date movies.
Yeah.
You're going to take your girlfriend to go watch it. Say, hey, listen, these are sensitive. Look at those gorgeous guys. Well, you can't kiss them, but you can kiss me. You know? Very strategic. That is a good date. That is a good double date movie. Good double
date
set
movie,
of double
movie.
movies.
Double feature.
Yes.
That's it.
The Olympics, as the show kicks off, you mentioned your movie's sports.
Yes.
Sports. I'm going to end off on a sports theme on that show, on the show. The Olympics starts today as the show releases, but you may be listening to this. The Olympics are on. And I want to go back to a couple of things from the 1980s, Olympics related. Remember Zola Budd?
Oh, how could I forget?
How could we forget? So in South Africa...
She was my hero growing up.
She was everyone's hero growing up. She was always on the huisgenoot. You know,
wow, there's a running theme of this show. It is the huisgenoot, the housemate.
Well, I mean, suddenly huisgenoots are going to go, well, why is there so much traffic on our website? International traffic. What have we done?
Is huisgenoot still a thing? It is, I think. Hey?
It is. No, definitely. So, listen.
Yeah.
I mean, Kurt Darren sells, huisgenoot sells.
Yeah.
You know? Do not underestimate the Afrikaans Rand, Dori.
I know.
Right?
So we're going to get Kurt Darren on the show.
That's what I'm saying. So, Zola Budd was a South African runner. She competed in the Olympics for Great Britain. Because South Africa were banned from the Olympics. And she got to remember her controversy in the 1984 Olympics.
She tripped. Wait. I can't think of her name.
Mary Decker.
Mary Decker.
The thing about Zola Budd is she used to run barefoot.
Yes. She was allowed.
She was allowed to. She got permission
because
to run.
Because that's where she learned to run, like, op die plaas.
Yeah.
On the farm. She ran barefoot.
You can't put in shoes. What she do, like, run in a circle. What are you going to do? You know? So they let her run barefoot.
I remember the controversy, and they used to show that video in slow motion on the news.
Constantly. And it was
Did we ever get a decision on that? I mean, there's no way she did it on purpose.
Well, so here's the story. So during the 3,000-meter final, the two runners vied for the lead, but with slightly more than 3 laps left, they collided. Okay? Running on the inside lane, Decker's right foot became intertwined with the left foot of Zola Budd. Decker stumbled, and while attempting to right herself, she reached out, tearing the number 151 off Budd's back as she fell to the ground. So dramatic.
Yeah.
That's so dramatic.
Yeah.
Decker tried to get up, but a hip injury left her sprawled out on the track in tears. Dori can relate. A tearful Budd, bleeding from her ankle, continued the race, but the crash had clearly affected her as well. And then Marichika Puica of Romania won the gold, while Budd faded during the final lap and came in 7th. In interviews following the race, Decker blamed Budd for the collision, but later Decker stated that she was convinced it was an accident. Budd went on to win the World Cross Country Championships in 1985 and 86, but she did not compete in 1988 after she was threatened with a ban for attending a track meet in South Africa. And then in the 92 Olympics, she ran for South Africa, but was eliminated in the qualifying heat. So big controversy really for a 7th place finish. So I think everyone's a loser there.
She was just amazing.
She was amazing.
She really was amazing.
She was,
and like, we didn't have a lot to aspire to in the 80s. Like, things were not amazing.
So to see
like South African
someone
people,
so very obviously South African.
Yes.
So obviously South African on the world stage. Like, even to the point she ran barefoot.
Yes.
It's like, could you be more South
Golf
African?
foot.
Yeah. More South African than Zola Budd. So that's Zola Budd. Other controversies, other interesting things. Do you ever hear of the curse of the Olympic flame? I'm going to finish off on this. In 1988, so the Olympic flame, they run it. Do they run from one Olympics to the other?
Well, they run from one place to the other with it. Yes,
apparently
they do. That is the tradition.
But they don't start at as one Olympics finishes and then they start running.
No.
It's like a tour. It's like a tour of the flame, right?
Yeah.
Till they get to the next host city.
Yes, and then it stays there till the next one.
Yes, and then
Yeah.
Okay,
no, it's not constantly on the move.
Because that's part of me thought it was kind of like
constantly on the move.
Like as the one
Eternal
Olympics
flame.
finished, yeah, exactly. They take the flame and then they just run with it for 4 years. Because if the flame doesn't stops moving,
I don't even think it stays lit for those 4 years.
You don't think so?
I don't think so.
It'd be very difficult to keep it lit for 4 years. So in 1988, the curse of the flame. This is what happened. Okay, now this is linked to the Seoul Olympics, ahead of the Seoul Olympics. Some background on it. It symbolizes peace, unity, and the spirit of the Olympics. But while they're getting it to Seoul for the Olympics, it encountered the Azerbaijan protests in May 1988. The torch relay passed through Azerbaijan, which was then a part of the Soviet Union. Azerbaijani nationalists protested against Soviet rule, and there were clashes between protesters and security forces, while the person with the flame ran their ass off to get away from.
And then you have to really run, hey?
All right?
Yeah.
Then there was a cyclist's death. So then the torch relay going through the city of Daegu, a cyclist escorting the torch collapsed and died of a heart attack.
Oh, my goodness.
All right? So you've dodged Russian or USSR political tension.
Well, this is probably a different person. It's not the same person who goes the whole way.
No, it's a relay. So I think they hand it over to different people. And then I think there's one symbolic person that then goes and places it.
Yeah.
And then while they're going through Japan. Now, so the protests happened in May. The cyclists died in June. And in July, as they're going through Japan, there was a typhoon. So as the torch hit Japan, a typhoon struck the country, causing disruption and further causing speculation that the flame was cursed.
Okay, who cursed it?
Those people. Sports Billy cursed it. I remember Sports Billy.
But was this only in 1988? Because since then, I haven't heard of any stories.
It was the curse of the 1988 Olympic flame.
But the flame eventually got there, right?
It did eventually get there, and the Olympics went off perfectly.
Yeah.
No other controversies other than a controversy around the mascot. There was a tiger-type character for the 1988 Olympics, and then they got accused of copyright infringement because they say they copied a manga character from Japan.
Oh.
his likeness. But that was the only problem. The Olympics went off without a hitch. So maybe it was just the curse of Azerbaijan. Who knows? This has been That 80 Show. Don't forget to vote for us. Everything you heard on the show can be found That 80 Show SA on Facebook. Dori.
Yes.
Did you enjoy today's show?
I enjoyed it thoroughly.
It's very important. It's very important that you and I enjoy the show, because if we didn't, who's going to? It starts with us. It starts at home.
Yes.
So this has been a fun show. The latest in the Richard Simmons sad story, and the latest in our accusations. We uncovered a website definitely trying to entrap teenagers. Definitely. But of course, I'm going to subscribe to it. And Darren is a master lyricist.
Yes.
And he loves 80 songs.
Yeah. That's probably my favorite thing that I learned this week.
When we get him, we should write a follow-up of other,
a follow-up song.
A follow-up song.
With the bands and stuff he didn't mention.
Yeah. Because Wham was in there, but there were a couple he missed, a couple of easy ones. I was very impressed that Bad Boys Blue were in there.
Yeah.
That was a good one.
And Aha.
Got Aha. He got all of them in
and
there.
Aha wasn't at the
not
beginning
first.
of
He
it, not the
kind of
first
like
time.
Take On Me was kind of like through the middle.
Yeah.
That's a longer running gag. That's a very long running gag.
That's the longest running gag ever.
We got Hayes Genoert in there. Didn't even mention, this is my brother, what? From the New Hot Show?
Oh, I'm Daryl. I'm Larry. This is my brother Daryl. This is my other brother Daryl. Yes, rest in peace, Bob. Rest in peace, Bob Newhart.
Rest in Pete as well.
Rest in Pete.
People get buried in mushroom suits these days so they can feed the earth.
I like that idea.
Thanks for joining me, Dori.
Thank you, bye.
Bye.